You know me, I wake up really early sometimes. Childhood trauma. 4:30 a.m. Bing, ouch. I'm awake, right?
Yeah.
No going back to sleep for daddy. So I got to be up and about. And so I set up my yoga mat, right? Get my get my water, drink a bunch of water in the morning.
That's healthy.
Start drinking my pre-workout. And I think, well, I'll watch a little YouTube while I wait for my pre-workout to kick in so I can do a little bit of yoga. And as I open YouTube, the first video that gets recommended to me on YouTube is a video about narcissism.
About narcissism?
About narcissism.
Okay.
And I'm intrigued because I like to learn.
Okay.
So I begin to watch this. But I'll warn people, I have now self-diagnosed myself as being a narcissist.
Dude, don't know.
I'll give you the evidence, right? Laura, can we hear the first little piece of this?
Narcissists can act very healthy until they're triggered. And it's those triggers that reveal their true colors. They can no longer hide their deeper stuff once they get triggered.
I'm instantly intrigued.
Right.
Like, you got my attention now, YouTube Shorts.
Right, exactly. Now, I was instantly...
triggered?
That, and also, when I get triggered, I get volatile. I get really mad. I get really mad really fast, right?
Yeah, but aren't all people a little subjected to that,
I would
right?
say I got a bit of a hair trigger on getting mad really fast, right?
Okay.
Especially at you and Laura.
Okay. Yeah, I love you, buddy. That was great.
And then, okay, but here's the thing. Okay, so now I'm intrigued, right? He goes into the first trigger, and I go, oh, no. This is me to a T, Laura.
So some of the main triggers for a narcissist are perceived rejection. So if you reject them or say no to them, watch out.
So I've been trying to get the cameras in the main studio fixed for months at this point in time.
Yeah, as long as I've known you.
I wrote a very passive-aggressive email to management saying, can we fix the cameras in the main studio? I got a very passive-aggressive email back, and I instantly lost it. I instantly was like, forget this, right?
You kind of went off.
Okay, right. Now let's get to the second trigger of narcissism.
Not getting what they want, not getting enough attention. You're not feeding me enough.
How many times have I sat in the bullpen when everybody's working and I just say out loud, I'm bored. I'm bored. Someone talk to me.
Yeah.
How many times have I looked at Jason Rance's producer, Jackson,
poor kid.
Sam, Joe, Nate.
Tell me a joke, you said.
Anybody. And I go, pay attention to me. I've got thoughts, right? This is not going well for me. It's 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, this just keeps getting worse. And then we get to the fourth trigger.
Or anything that messes with their image.
What is the most upset I have been in this building? Do you remember, Spike? I remember.
The photo they took of you.
The photo that management used for the promotions when they launched this show.
Yeah.
I went ballistic, and rightfully so, because the idiot that pulled that photo should be fired, and still no one will tell me who it is, and I out of protection for that person, and they shouldn't. Point being is that I now fundamentally believe that I'm a narcissist because I hit every single one of these to a T. Here's what's happened next when they get triggered.
So what happens if they don't get what they want or they get triggered? Usually they go to anger.
Yep.
And then they get cruel.
Yep.
Abusive.
Yep.
They lash out. They say extremely hurtful things.
Yep.
And they can be very destructive.
Yep. All me to a T. All me to, like, interpersonally destructive.
Yeah, not like trash the room.
Like punching a wall or something.
No,
right.
thrash.
I'm sure people do.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. A couple weeks ago when Frank Shires got under my skin when he was spreading election lies, and I yelled at him on air, when I left the studio, I talked to my therapist about this. I didn't realize this until several minutes later. As I left the studio, I hit the wall of the studio. I was that mad. I went, boom, right? Now, this is all very unhealthy. And I think I need to address this. So I think that I might be a narcissist. I think I might have these qualities. I think this is a big problem.
Well,
it's terminal.
Who is this guy? Who is this? Is this a reputable?
He's a Canadian addiction specialist.
Okay, he's licensed. He's
licensed in Canada.
Okay, credentialed guy.
Love the accent.
Yeah,
I know. You're a boot crazy, is what you are.
Exactly,
there. He said, but here's the thing. There are levels of narcissism, right? There are levels. I think all of us are somewhere on the, I hate to overuse the word spectrum.
Spectrum is a good word.
Of narcissism.
Okay.
All of us are. And in this business particularly, it's kind of a job requirement.
How dare you?
It's kind of having an ego and wanting to be the center of attention is kind of a necessary ingredient to be successful, because you got to take a lot of risk on a daily basis.
Right.
You got to put yourself out there, which is the epitome of vulnerability, is to put yourself out on how you truly feel about it, because you're authentic.
Right.
Above all else, you're authentic.
But then when someone questions my authenticity,
you go off the deep end.
I go ballistic, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing I'm working with now. Am I now going to have to go seek treatment for this? Because this is something that I now think that I'm like a full-blown narcissist. I think that I'm right about almost everything. I don't I don't like being questioned unless it's a really, really good response. When people tell me that they're not going to do something when I know that it's the way to do it, it offends me. It's not that it's an irritation. It's offensive. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that...
But you know what? That level of self-awareness is really good. That's valuable.
Right.
A lot of people are oblivious to their condition when they suffer. When they check the same boxes you're checking. Right. Most people have they're blind. What?
Andrew, am I a narcissist? Would you consider me to be a narcissist?
You just walked in here, man.
Yeah, really.
Well, I know, but Andrew's my most trusted friend. Andrew, am I a narcissist?
What is a narcissist? I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't here for the class. He can't take the test. He wasn't here for the class.
Laura, do you think that I'm a narcissist?
I don't know. The internet convinced me that I had ADHD and high-functioning autism.
Okay.
And I brought both of these theories to my licensed therapist, who quickly said, nope. Don't agree. So I would bring it maybe to your licensed therapist, and then maybe you'll feel better.
Number one most valuable piece of advice that doctors or therapists give to people these days is stop analyzing yourself. Stop going to WebMD.
Okay.
You know, stop foregoing the 12 years of education it takes to make a true diagnosis, a correct diagnosis, and doing it yourself. However, that being said, you're checking every box here, boss.
Exactly.
Every single box. Okay?
We could go to the text line if you don't want to go to WebMD.
Does the text line think that I'm a narcissist?
253 actually is a good theory. Sounds like you just have ADHD.
Yes.
Which we know you have,
This
right?
is true.
Yes. It's called rejection-sensitive dysphoria.
Oh,
Can look like all these things.
Yep.
They said you would be oddly self-aware for a narcissist. Does that make you feel better?
That does make me feel
Okay.
better.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that too. You have a self-awareness that I think is probably what keeps you from becoming a true narcissist.
How dare you say that to me?
I take my life into my own hands every time I open my mouth.
The thing, though, so I actually did look into some clinical things of narcissism.
Okay.
I actually, because I'm so empathetic towards other people that, like, the amount of times that I've either reached out to you or reached out to Laura, reached out to Brian, and was like, I'm sorry, is actually not what narcissists do.
No, they have no they have no ability.
Right. And
to show empathy at all.
Right. And the amount of times that I've said, you know what, that was my mistake, like when I yelled at Frank and then I talked to him the next day.
Yeah.
Narcissists tend not to do that.
Or whatever, you bring me an apology Coke Zero. I always appreciate that.
Yeah, lots of apology Coke Zeros. For
Unless they're out of Coke Zero, and then I lose it. Full sugar?
Oh, we were friends.
Laura, I saw this. Chappelle Roan is a celebrity that I didn't know about until I saw this video. I guess there's this thing that happens where people they want your attention a lot when you're a semi-famous or a famous person.
And she's gotten famous real quick.
Really fast.
I have no idea who this is.
Oh, we're going to educate you.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it when we get, because there's a way to talk to the famous people that I've learned how to do it, and I think that we should discuss.
Cool.
If you want to talk to a famous person. When we get back right after this.